Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, welcome back to the Baseball Head 2, and hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. So Marcus Stroman, he had played for the Mets in 2019, and then he played the last 2 months for the Mets, and he sort of didn't play in 2020. I guess he was scared, he was hiding under his little mushroom out there in Melville, wherever he's living. And then, of course, he played in 2021 for the Mets. He pitched okay. With a bit of a lightning rod. He's a bit of a strange kind of bully on the mound. He tends to challenge teams that are bad. When he doesn't pitch well, he gets very irritated on the mound at certain times. And, he's 5'7". That's why I call him the Munchkin of Melville. He's from Melville, New York, on Long Island. And he's very, got a sort of a Napoleonic complex to a certain degree. And when he left the Mets, he basically complained about Met fans being racist. I would mention the 2021 Mets had a lot of problems in that clubhouse. Lots of problems. And he was a big problem. Way too political in that clubhouse, and he was one of the problems. And the Mets let him go. But he attacked Met fans, calling them racist, which is terrible. And, of course, prior to him getting traded to the Mets, he complained about Brian Cashman because there was rumors that the Yankees were going to trade for him, and then they didn't trade for him. He got all ticked off. He started complaining about Brian Cashman, one of the Three Stooges, one of the general manager of the Mets AAA affiliate, New York Yankees, and he was complaining about him because he didn't make a trade for him. Then he signed him last offseason, I guess to a 3-year deal with some options. But Marcus has been on the trade block pretty much all offseason. Well, he's not happy. He's just not a happy guy. And he's a lousy guy in the clubhouse. And he's not shown up to camp for the Yankees. So let me read you from MLB Trade Rumors. The Yankees signed Max Fried, pushed Marcus Stroman out of the team's rotation, effectively bumping him down to 7th starter, even after sending Nestor Cortez to Milwaukee in the trade that netted closer Devin Williams. Stroman was 6th on the team's depth chart. The Yankees spent much of the offseason looking for a trade partner, but to no avail. The Yankees have spent much of the offseason looking for a trade partner, but that hasn't happened. Stroman is not only owed $18.5 million this coming season, but would unlock an $18.5 million player option for the 2026 season if he pitches 140 innings in 2025. The ongoing trade saga has created plenty of chatter about Stroman already this winter, but the opening of spring camps creates a bit more intrigue. The Munchkin of Mayorville hasn't been with the team for the past 2 days of workouts. SNY's little Andy Martino reports that the 33-year-old did take his physical for the club already. The Munchkin isn't holding out, per Martino, but rather is taking a few extra days, which is permissible under the collective bargaining agreement. This is not good. I mean, he's a very petulant guy. He really is. Manager Aaron Boone downplayed the issue, stating that he and Stroman had a very good conversation and that the righty is in a good spot. Stroman isn't missing any mandatory dates, even though pitchers and catchers technically began working out reporting this week. The CBA stipulates that February 22nd is the mandatory report date. Workouts and practices thus far have technically been optional and voluntary. Boone was asked today if Stroman's absence from camp was in any way disappointing. Now, Boone's not going to say anything negative. Obviously, I want all of our players here clearly. That said, I'm comfortable where he's at physically, mentally. He's a private player. This is a guy that's had a great career. I wouldn't go that far. He's a 500 pitcher. For somebody who's 5'7", he's a 500 pitcher. And that's what he is. It's not a great career. It's an okay career. It's a little bit of an awkward situation, obviously, so, of course, I want him here. I mean, Marcus thinks he's 6'7". In terms of on the mat. He's got a big man presence, but he's a jerk. He's a jerk in the clubhouse. He's a jerk on the field at times. He wants the whole stadium to pay attention to him. Boone continues, I'm trying to keep nudging him to get here. But again, you also have to respect the fact that this is something that players are allowed to do. There's a mandatory report date. I mean, this is a guy that's pissed off that the Yankees have been trying to trade him. Instead of being professional, Marcus does the same things over and over and over again. Shows how unprofessional he is, and how ridiculous his behavior is. That's how he's been his whole career. He wore out his welcome in Toronto. The Mets got tired of him and his act when he was with the Mets in 2021. I know that the Mets were very uptight that he didn't play in 2020 when they needed pitching. And, he acts like a fool on the field sometimes, and he'll be a bully to teams that aren't any good. The Mets played a game right after the All-Star break in 2021. At that point, they already lost Jacob deGrom. That night, they had lost Francisco Lindor, I guess, to an oblique injury, and he was out for 6 weeks. Marcus had a lead in that game. He pitched terrible after the Mets got a lead for him. That was a game that Edwin Diaz gave up a grand slam, in the ninth inning to lose the game. But that game was known for the Mets having a lead. Marcus was very unprofessional against the Pirates. He got in a shouting match with the Pirates, and that basically disintegrated the whole game. And this is a guy that, he thinks he's better than he actually is. He's a good third starter at best. Fourth starter. But Marcus thinks he's the number one starter. For his height class, he is. I mean, for a munchkin, he is. But, I'm glad that the Mets are not calling him up from the Mets. I'm glad the Mets aren't calling him up from their AAA affiliate, the Yankees. But that's all in jest, of course. Yankee fans will come in here, they'll get all mad hearing this. Oh, well. This stuff going in now. Well, let me know what you think about this video, of course, and please subscribe to the Baseball Hut too. I'll see you later.